I love television. I love television so much, I wrote for it for 30 years, and we were talking about the birth of one of the most innovative shows of its time, Hill Street Blues. So writers Stephen Bochco and Michael Colsall had written this amazing script for NBC with the promise that NBC would leave them alone to produce whatever they wanted. Did NBC stay true to their word? No way. NBC sent them a 3-page single-space list of notes from broadcast standards. Now, a little about broadcast standards. This was long before siblings were smashing in Game of Thrones. Broadcast standards ruled everything that we saw. They were the reason Lucy and Ricky slept in twin beds, and why George Carlin invented his classic list of 7 dirty words. Basically, they said Hill Street was too violent, too sexy, and too grim. And the network didn't like the group of actors Bochco had assembled for the cast. They said they were all too dark, and no one was pretty. What happened? Bochco said he'd pull the plug on the whole project rather than see it watered down. In a television archive interview, he said, "I know I had a great project, and I didn't know how many great projects I had in me." Turned out there were quite a few. So they went to pilot. Director Robert Butler had seen a documentary on cops and loved the look of the handheld cameras. He wanted the entire series to look messy and chaotic. He and Bochco compromised on the roll call always being handheld. The show was a mix of melodrama right next to slapstick clowning, which had also never been seen on television. And the storylines featured alcoholism, PTSD, and corruption. Frank Furillo, played by Daniel J. Durante, was a new kind of police captain, more interested in negotiating peace than solving crimes. His secret love affair with Joyce Davenport, played by Veronica Hamill, involved steamy bubble bath scenes that were pretty hot for the day. And his surprise discovery at an AA meeting by another cop from the Hill was, I believe, the first time we ever saw a 12-step meeting on TV.
Are there any newcomers here in their first 30 days of sobriety? If so, would you raise your hand, please? Would you stand up for us, please? Can you tell us your first name?
My name's John. I guess I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, John.
How you doing, JD?
One of my favorite comedic storylines was the always-on-the-make LaRue's promotion of a struggling comic named Vic Hitler. Despite the problematic name, Vic was a hit, until LaRue discovers that Vic is a narcoleptic.
Last week, I asked him what he was doing wearing my trench coat. He says, "Well, you wouldn't want me to get your new suit wet, would you?"
That sleeping routine's rather amusing.
Was Hill Street Blues a hit? Don't touch that dial. If you love television the way I do, like and follow for more. And if you'd like to write for television, film, or books, there's a link in my bio.